It has been a fantastic month to be an altcoin holder, as we are seeing most altcoins make double to triple digit gains. Now, if we take a look at what the best performers have been over this past month, you're going to notice that CRO ranks in 7th place here, clocking a 76.5% gain in this time period. So that was the past month. What I want to do now is talk about what I am looking for next when it comes to CRO. And I think to really understand where this altcoin is headed, along with the rest of the altcoin market, that we have to take a look at Ethereum, which is on the verge of a multi-year breakout. So in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, we're going to take a look at the Ethereum chart, take a look at the CRO coin chart as well, and discuss what I am looking for next when it comes to this altcoin. Now, before we do that, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find the content informative and entertaining, please consider hitting that sub and like button or drop in a comment. It goes a long way in helping to support the channel. And I do appreciate all the support. This community is absolutely amazing. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Also, if you do want to add some CRO to your crypto wallet, feel free to sign up for my crypto or for your crypto.com account using my affiliate link in the description down below. And you're going to get yourself some nice rewards along the way. So for starters, we're going to talk about CRO coin real quick. I'm going to put us on a log scale over here to get a better look at the price action. And you can see here we have a pretty clear breakout above the 10-cent level. We've spoken on the channel so much about how important this 10-cent level is, acting as support in the 2021 bull market, the 2022 bear market, and then now flipping into some sort of a resistance for pretty much this entire bull cycle. And this is only the third time in this bull cycle that CRO has seen a sustained move above 10 cents. Each time it has been able to move above 10 cents and close a weekly candle above it, it has led to some really strong rallies for this altcoin, okay? The first one was about an 80% rally, and this took place back in February of 2024. And the second one was about a 130% rally, and this took place later that year from November into December. So I do want to talk about what I'm looking for next when it comes to CRO, but as mentioned, I do think it's first really important to take a look at Ethereum, okay? Ethereum here, despite not making an all-time high this bull cycle, it looks like it really wants that all-time high now. It has, in fact, broken out of a multi-year downtrend, and it is really one move away from printing fresh 4-year highs, which is what I think is going to really help catapult Ethereum to new highs, just as it carries up the altcoin market with it, right? So you're going to notice that if we take a look right here, back in 2021, Ethereum topped out at about $4,900, give or take. It wanted that $5,000 level. It couldn't quite get there. Came all the way down to a bear market low of about $850. Now, from that $850 level, Ether was respecting this uptrend over here for a few years, right? You can see that it came back down through this uptrend a couple of times, and every single time it came back down here, it did make a pretty nice rally to the upside, okay? The first rally here was about 125%. The second rally, about 97%. The third rally over here was about 170% move. And then we did see a break in this pattern with all the tariff fears that came earlier this year. Ether actually broke this uptrend for the first time since 2022. But if we zoom out and take a look, what we saw was a textbook bounce of support off of a prior level of resistance, and that was the $1,400 zone, which was the 2018 all-time high. So this, in my opinion, was a fantastic buying opportunity for Ethereum. It ripped right back up to this uptrend. Actually weekly closed below it over here, and then boom, came right back above it. And, even buying Ether once again after a break above this downtrend and a break back into this uptrending channel here so far has given about a 62% return. However, it is important to acknowledge that while Ethereum has been respecting this uptrend, it has also been respecting this downtrend. Okay, we can see here if we take a look. So this was back in March of 2024. It was unable to get above 4,100, and then it topped out at about 4,000 over there, respecting this downtrend. Now I want to zoom in here because what I'm seeing from Ether is a pretty clear break in the pattern. And you can see here that, we actually saw Ethereum break out above this downtrend. This came in late 2024 when Bitcoin and the altcoin market as a whole were rallying. And we see Ether break the downtrend, but once again, unable to get above 4,100. Now, what we saw from Ethereum here, and the reason I do think that this time will be different for Ether, is we basically saw it break above this downtrend, and then the next weekly candle that we saw from Ethereum actually was a wick below it. Okay, we saw this red candle over here. We saw a wick below this downtrend, Ether trying to hold on above it, and then boom, the second weekly candle after this breakout was a big red candle, bringing it right back down. That's this candle right over here. So if we take a look at Ethereum this time, well, what did we see? We actually saw Ether break the downtrend. However, what we're seeing now is a break of the pattern because Ether was actually able to sustain this gain. Okay, the market tried to push Ethereum down. It actually briefly came below this downtrend on the daily candle, but managed to close a second weekly candle green above here. Okay. And at the moment, it is printing the second candle after breaking the downtrend, and it has come in red so far. But this is a pretty clear break in the pattern, in my opinion, showing that Ether is actually sustaining this move above this downtrending channel. So I do think that this fares pretty well for Ether and the altcoin market as a whole. What I'd be looking for moving forward, and again, it is really just a rough drawing, but I would be looking for something like this: a retest of 4,100, a slice through 4,100, and then from there, I think that Ether just wants to run back up to these 2021 cycle highs. I think that just even on the breakout above 4,100, that's when we're going to see the headlines about Ethereum making fresh 4-year highs. And I do think it is going to shift even more attention to Ether. And just, based on the way that crypto cycles tend to work, this will help shift more attention to the altcoin market. So we have Ethereum breaking out of a long-term downtrend. We have CRO coin over here also breaking out above a key area of support. So now that we've kind of gone through what my general, thesis is for Ethereum in the short term, I kind of want to talk about how this would relate to CRO. Okay, so CRO coin, once again, back above the 10-cent zone. So far, clocking about a 41.5% rally from that breakout as it sits at about 14.15 cents, okay? So the next area for CRO on the charts to watch, in my opinion, is going to be at this 20-cent zone. I think that if Ether can break above 4,100, that CRO is more than likely going to want to make a run back up to this 20-cent area. If we take a look at the prior price action for CRO, I'm actually going to put us on a monthly chart here. And you're going to see that 20 cents is a pretty key area. Actually, I'm going to put us back on the weekly. So you can see here, right, back in 2021, CRO did break above 20 cents here, was kind of holding on above a couple of weekly candles, and then it broke back down, bounced off of this key area of support at the 10-cent level right over here. And then boom, we saw when CRO made its way back up to 20 cents that it was acting as resistance. CRO was consolidating right below it. And then as soon as it broke above 20 cents, that led to this massive rally for CRO all the way up here to about 96 cents. So if we take a look at the bear market year as well, CRO broke below 20 cents, tried to get back above it, but it was unable to do so with the resistance that it faces at that level, okay? So if we see, and if we go to this bull market as well, a CRO broke above 10 cents here, kind of got up to 20 cents, got up to 18 cents, couldn't quite get all the way there. Not kind of, it almost got there, but not quite. And then we can see here the second time that CRO rallied, you will see wicks above 20 cents. However, it was actually unable to close a weekly candle above it. Okay, if we take a look even at the daily chart here, 20 cents once again acting as resistance. So I think that, Ether on breaking out above 4,100 and trying to get back up and potentially retest its 2021 highs, which do sit at the 4,900 zone. I do think that, in confluence with this move, that CRO would also want to make its way back up to the 20-cent zone. So, buying CRO at the breakout above 10 cents, assuming it does get back up to 20 cents, that would be about a 100% move. And even buying CRO now where it is and running that up to 20 cents would be about a 45% gain. So, when this time comes, when Ethereum does break 4,100, it looks like it wants to run to 2021 highs, potentially print fresh all-time highs above $5,000. We will kind of just reevaluate where CRO is at and what I am looking for next. And if CRO is at this 20-cent zone as Ethereum is near all-time highs, I do think that further upside is ahead for this altcoin. But that's just my general thesis for the next month. I mean, we won't know how it's played out until it has. But just based on prior market history, based on what Ethereum appears to be doing and the pattern CRO is forming as well, this is, in my opinion, a pretty likely scenario over the next month, give or take. So, we will keep you guys updated on the channel as always, but I did just want to take this video to talk about the charts because, we do cover news and price analysis often, but I think that what's going on in the market right now in terms of the price, in terms of the technicals, which I think is a really juicy setup, I did think it did warrant just its own video talking about it. So, I hope you guys did enjoy the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.